So I believe one of the young black males, black men, like biggest hurdles in trying to grow spiritually is, I guess, like the programming that's kind of set into your mind, your body, your spirit. That's kind of like connected to like being a masculine man and being able and kind of being attuned to this patriarchal sense of society, right? And this is the book that kind of inspired me even making this video, and even just speaking on my own experience. This book right here, Will to Change by Bell Hooks. I seen it on a video. I was watching a video essay on Baby Boy. I ain't lie, it was a good ass video essay, and it made me want to buy the book. And I always just seen clips of Bell Hooks videos when she's speaking about the patriarchy and this feminism, and she's a good representation of, I guess, progressive feminism that's not too left leaning, but it's more in the center, in the sense where it's like it's more spiritual, and it's like it's more unity based. And I'm reading the book and I'm realizing as I'm reading this book, like, damn, like I really been led, like we all have been led astray. And even like dudes, like take for example the patriarchal system, even though I don't think all aspects of the patriarchy is bad, but I think a lot of it is, because for you to be really following the patriarchy, you have to a certain extent, it don't allow you to be human. It don't allow you to feel. It don't allow you to actually experience life. And it don't allow you to love. It allows you to, it pushes for you to turn off every sense of emotion that you have. To turn off anything you may feel, if it's not, your sexual desire or it's anger. Like, for a man, those two things are widely accepted. It's been many times, like I said, I never seen it firsthand, but I heard stories about people, they don't like seeing like little boys happy. They don't like them experiencing like genuine joy. They don't like them expressing any type of negative emotion like crying or, and all that is really linked to how the patriarchy fear the men or, young boys going deeper into their emotions. And as they get older and that type of stuff starts to just develop and it starts to cultivate, think about a world where you never felt love or you never felt any type of sadness, and you are only able to express yourself in a sexual manner and in an angry manner. It's like you will be fragmented as an individual. And I realized a lot of my life I was fragmented. And the crazy thing, I was a crybaby growing up. So I guess that's kind of why I always felt this rebellious urge against anything that tried to inhibit how I felt about things. And to a certain extent, I had a benefit. I wasn't constantly being told little boys can't cry. I just didn't like to cry because I thought people hated me. But I didn't have that type of, advisory with people telling me, like, oh, you can't cry because you're a boy, and and you can't express how you feel. I've been crying my whole life. I've been getting angry. I experienced a lot of the range of these emotions, but to a certain extent, I realized, like, in a way, I couldn't really get deep into these emotions because I was always striving for something. I was always working for something. And I guess more of the aspect that I realized that I really carry out in the patriarchal sense is like, I have to perform. Like, there's no space for me not to perform and had to be useful at all times. And even to a certain extent, I agree with that. I don't like when dudes don't do anything. Because I think it just reflect bad upon their character. And to a certain extent, I do agree with it. But as I grew spiritually, I understand that it takes you need to find some time for yourself. You need to find time where, you are not pushing yourself so hard, because the world is already a hard place. And I had to realize I had to start running myself down on top of that. I'm like, dog, I can't do this. Even though, like I said, I was emotionally, I still had kind of like a lot of facets of myself. I was running myself down all the way down just because, I'm trying to make something of myself. I don't feel worthy. I don't feel valuable. I don't feel like I'm of importance because, my outer reality kind of reflected. I ain't had nobody telling me I was important. I ain't had nobody telling me, it was okay to not to always have to be working. Nobody never really told me it's okay to just to be me. So in many ways, I was always kind of hiding myself in fear that, people will reject me. even though it's kind of crazy. And that's crazy. In my life, I always tried to hide and tried to fit in. It's like it never worked. It just made me feel more miserable the more I tried to fit in. But yeah, but kind of in the title of the book, The Will to Change, I always had this will to change. I always wanted to get better. I never wanted to. I always had a sense of compassion by myself. I don't like people suffering. I hate people suffering. I hate hearing stories about, you know, women and children, like I said, being victimized. I hate that. That bothers me. And the thing that make me hate it and it bothers me more is that it's people that look like me doing it. It's like I said, it's black men. And I'm not trying to point the finger at them, but it's like I hate that in my reality that's what I see. And like I said, I'm gonna go deeper into it on like the actual review of this book. I ain't gonna lie, this book opened my eyes and my brain up in like 20 different directions. But the main idea is that the patriarchal masculinity don't allow you to feel. It don't allow you to experience life. It don't allow you to love. It prohibits that. It prohibits getting any. It prohibits you being vulnerable with people. And when you can't be vulnerable with people, it's like you got a mask on all the time. I hate having to put a mask on. I hate having to not act like myself around people that, you know, I genuinely care about. That's why I think that's kind of why I'm such a sensitive soul. I can't be around people that they gotta perform and put these masks on. Like I ain't gonna, I'll be at work just dropping some of the most crazy. I be saying some of the crazy shit, but it's not too crazy where it's like you should have never told nobody this. But it's like if it's something silly or dumb, a mistake I made, I just let it out. Cause like I said, I don't want to feel like I'm sitting there trying to make myself or make people perceive me as perfect. The moment you realize that, you know, you are perfect as is, like I said, with your flaws and all, you stop worrying about how people really perceive you. So, like I said, I be saying the most embarrassing stuff, and it's like, you know, and it's just to make me feel more human. I like to, and you know, they be laughing, but I be laughing too, just because you realize how silly things be, and you know, sometimes you got to laugh to get over it. Sometimes it's like I said, if I'm laughing at it, I don't mean it's not that serious, but you know, some things, like I said, of course I'm gonna keep the serious stuff to myself, but yeah, it's like people take, like, with patriarchal masculinity to a certain extent, it goes against the spiritually healthy man. And in my opinion, I think the spiritual man is probably one of the most powerful things on the planet. That's just my opinion. Because I think that's kind of why society is ran the way it is that there's not a lot of spiritually free people. And even looking at his history, all the enlightened spiritual people, they always killed them and got them out the way. That's why even in Black history in America, like even how they speak about the Black Messiah, they don't want no Black Messiah, no Black spiritual person, no Black individual, period, that has some type of better way of living. Because if they do, that threatens the opposers, the opposition's, you know, life, their position. And that's kind of why I believe patriarchy is kind of how strong it is in that sense. Is they don't want anybody to rebel against it. And in my opinion, I think that love was really a main reason it's a main way to do that. And when you start to grow spiritually, it's like you're getting tapped by this divine, unconditional love. It's like it's really love of the divine feminine. If I'm gonna keep it real, that's what I believe specifically. I'm not a feminist, but you know, it's just like I think the universe is just something feminine. It just comes from something feminine. And the thing about what they say, they said something. Let me stay focused on the video, but yeah, you realize that living in a patriarchal system in your mind, it only neglects your humanity. And when I read that book, it opened my mind up and opened my heart up to a different level. It allowed for more compassion to seep in, for, you know, and even more courage, even with how I dealt with like other dudes. Like I'm like, dog, like some of these dudes, they can't be real for nothing. And I'm like, and they just be so fake, and they be just putting on this mask, and it's like it bothers me when, and that's usually why I'm quick to like. I'm quick to be real, and I'm quick to be like, you know, tell the truth. Like I said, I'm about to say I'm not the coolest nigga in the world. I'm not cool. I'm not sweet, man. Effectively, effectively, like I said, I'm a loser. I know, and I want to say that in the sense of like, I don't have it all. Even though that don't mean nothing, because you can really you can be a loser and have everything. But I'm in the sense of like general perspective, right? And how most people don't really understand what being a loser is. But like, let's say that to the average person, I may be like a loser. I may just be, you know, weird or strange, but you know, that's just me, and I can't change that for no matter how much, you know, I run from it. But that's who I am. And but when I do that, I'm free. I'm not putting up no mask. I'm not locked down by any type of expectations. I'm just me. I'm just who I am. On the other hand, on people that, you know, have to exist and participate in patriarchal like masculinity, they have to keep up a certain type of image. They don't want their image blemished. And it's like they doing us all this for an image they don't care about, but also they doing all this for an image that other people don't really care about. And it's really negative emotions that's attached to how you may feel about it. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go deeper on the book when I do like an actual review. I ain't gonna lie, cause the book is just amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I want to get some more of her other books, but I ain't gonna. But yeah, this is the first book I got, and I'm not gonna lie, it's amazing. Like, it broke it down on so many levels. But yeah, if y'all like the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Thank you.